Yes, guys, everything bite-sized here. This is going to be a bit of a somber video. I don't know where I'm going with it. I don't have a script. All I have in front of me is the names and the people who have died in my life, and I'm gonna try and work through my bereavement through a video, trying to explain it to you guys, because it helps when you talk about things out loud. Because not only are you using a, so when you're sitting there with your thoughts by yourself, they run round and race round your head. But then the minute you vocalize your thoughts, you not only explore the issue to try and explain it to others, you're using different parts of the brain. So you're using the part of the brain to express and speak those thoughts, and also then your brain is listening to what you said yourself. So I'm hoping through this video I can deal with some of the trauma and bereavement I've had in my life, and if it helps someone else in the meantime, then all the better. So I'll start off with the worst loss of my life, and it was my mate Ben. He was my best mate. Since we were like 12, 13, we'd be getting drunk together. He looked old enough to get served alcohol, so we would just get fucking drunk as fuck together, and we had such a good time. It was bad, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to glorify it. It was bad, but we had a really good relationship and a really good friendship. And I was really close to him and his mum. And then my mate, he killed himself. Yeah, he literally committed suicide, and his mum died of cancer not that long afterwards. And I was close to both of them, especially my mate. And it was really hard to deal with because there was nothing I could do to help him. He was experiencing anhedonia, which is a loss of joy for all things, and a loss of pleasure in life in all things. So he literally got to the point where he could not feel pleasure, he could not feel good about anything. It was all darkness for him, and there was no way back. And the reason he thinks he got this condition was so he was on very strong antidepressants, SSRIs, a strong dose, for a very, very long time, and he suddenly quit them cold turkey, which is bad. And then not only that, so obviously the antidepressants work on the serotonin receptors, so he stopped that really suddenly, and then he binged drugs like cocaine and MDMA, and MDMA works on the serotonin receptors. So he thinks from what he said, he thinks he's quite a smart geezer as well. He's not fucking alive anymore. He thinks he fucked himself up by stopping the antidepressants suddenly and then blasting his brain with MDMA, which blasted his brain with serotonin, and he fried his circuits, basically, to put it bluntly. Like he made it because serotonin is responsible for feeling joy and happiness, and that's why antidepressants increase serotonin in the brain so that you're less depressed. So he ended up going on this downward spiral, and it down and down and down and down. He got in a relationship with he got this girl pregnant, and he got in a relationship with her, and he started being really abusive towards her, and he started losing who he was, and he became a completely different person. And the sad thing is I had to separate from him for a while because he was being so toxic, and I didn't respect how he was treating his girlfriend. He was being really possessive. Like, so for instance, he wanted me to get to know his girlfriend because obviously I'm his best mate. So he wanted me to get to know his girlfriend. So I had a chat with her, and she opened up and we connected, and not on like a romantic or like sexual way. We just connected, and my mate, he insisted on seeing the whole conversation to make sure that me and her weren't, in his words, quote unquote, emotionally cheating on him. And I did. I showed him the whole conversation, and she blocked me because he basically fucking scared the shit out of her. And he told me, I'm just going to be completely frank and honest, yeah? So she ran away from him and went to a women's hostel, yeah, like a safe place. Yeah, I'm not sure if he hit her, I don't know, but he was being abusive, and she ran away. And he told me one time, you know what, I'll get back at her, like when I hold the baby and jump off a cliff with it. Do you know what I mean? So do you see why I disconnected from him? And it weren't long after I disconnected from him that he killed himself. And you know what? I don't think it's anything to do with me disconnecting from him. He just got to the point where I don't feel guilty about it, yeah? When he's saying shit like he's going to jump... Because that baby, like, that future baby who now obviously exists, I was thinking she's like my niece, like I'm her uncle, because I'm so close to this guy. He's like my brother, and that means that I see that kid as my niece, you know? Like, so him saying shit like fucking, I'm gonna get back at my ex by jumping off a cliff with my baby, it fucking sent me over the edge, because I've been unfairly estranged from my daughter, yeah? Like, I'm not going to go into fucking details, but my ex has basically fucked me over and used me for a kid, right? So the fact that I can't see my daughter, I was in her life until she was 4 or 5, and she used to call me daddy, she used to run up to me, she used to be really happy whenever she saw me. And then my ex moved somewhere, because her mum wanted to look after her mum, so her grandmother. So I moved up here afterwards, and she's now had 2 other kids with 2 other dads, and I don't think she's with either of them, and she's used me for a kid. So to hear my mate say I'm gonna fucking kill my kid basically by jumping off a cliff, that triggered me so hard, because I was thinking, mate, I can't even see my kid. You're getting benefits and allowing to see your kid and threatening to fucking kill it, yeah, or her, sorry, kill her, like, and you know what, that triggered me. But so I'm angry at this guy, but at the same time, it doesn't erase all the good memories I've had with him over the years. Like, I'm 31, nearly 32 now, and I've known him since I was 12 or 13, so I've known him most of my life, and he killed himself. And I'll tell you what, when I got that phone call telling me that he had killed himself, even though I was expecting it at some point, it rocked me to the core. Like, I absolutely, like, you can probably hear the anger I have about him, but it's not because he killed himself. It's just because, like, he turned into an animal, and at the end of his life, he turned into something he wasn't. And I missed the Ben that I knew, that who was there throughout my life. And I really miss him, man. Like, we had our own language, our own culture, our own in-jokes. We had our own sense of humor. We had our own everything. Like, me and him, we used to talk all day, every day, share memes, fucking make our own memes, fucking, like, support each other emotionally. He was my Christian brother. Like, we would support each other and relate to each other about depression and anxiety, and, you know, like, we were so close. Yeah, I can't stress enough how close we were. He was my brother. He was my absolute brother, and I lost him to suicide. And I'll tell you what, that cut me up, that did. It cut me up just as much as seeing him turn into someone he wasn't. Like, so, oh man, it's just really fucked me up, mate, and I haven't dealt with that properly. I really haven't. I haven't dealt with that, and I need to. I need to get some bereavement counselling and grief counselling, because that fucked me up. And then shortly afterwards, his fucking mum dies from cancer. She had cancer for ages, yeah? She survived for ages with this cancer eating her away, and that fucked me up, like, hearing that as well. And then I put a tribute post on Facebook for my mate Ben, and his brother, who's, I'm not going to get into details, but, like, his brother, like, messaged some fucking fuckery shit on my status, like, and ruined it. So I just deleted the tribute post to him. And okay, so that's the worst out of the way. I'll just go on, and I don't really want to, but I had to get that out there. So there's this other guy I knew who was an ex-heroin addict, and he was in a wheelchair, and he'd lost his leg. and I assume it's because of injecting too much into the area or whatever. Either way, I really got on with this guy, yeah. Even though I'm mixed race, yeah, so I'm quarter Caribbean, Jamaican, and I've heard him crack a racist joke, but I know he's not. Like the city I was living in, the one I moved up to be near my daughter, it's very white. Yeah, it's not like where I'm from, yeah, or where a lot of you are probably from. And I heard him crack a racist joke in public, but I let that go, yeah, because he treated me really well, and I really got along with him. And every time I was smoking a joint and he was there, I would give him some, and he really appreciated that. So he was a recovering heroin addict. He was on methadone and he wasn't taking heroin anymore, but he was drinking a bottle of vodka a day, yeah. And he starts, one day I see him and he's yellow as fuck, yeah, like proper jaundice, and I thought to myself, fuck, he's dead, like he's gonna die soon. And about a week later or less, I find out he's fucking dead. That fucked me up. Fucking. Then there's another guy in this hostel I was living at who was really sound. I can't even remember his name. I'm so bad with names. But he was really cool, man. I really got along with him. And then he died of alcoholism. Yeah, and if you've watched my channel, you'll see I'll talk heavily against alcohol. And then there's this other situation. My stepdad, when I was growing up, my dad was never there when I was growing up, really, yeah. But I had this stepdad who was there for years, and I really got along with him. And he was like a surrogate dad to me, yeah. And he died of alcoholism, yeah. I found, even though we were out of contact for ages, I found out he died from alcoholism, and he was sitting in his flat, and they didn't find him for weeks. So God knows what state he was in when they found him. But yeah, he died from alcoholism. He used to take us camping. Sorry, my phone's going off. He used to take us camping. He used to take us like on holidays. He was like my dad, yeah. And when I found out that he had died, it absolutely tore me apart. And then there's my mate's girlfriend, yeah, like one of my really, really close mates, yeah, who's got schizophrenia, and I think I've got schizophrenia too, but I'm only diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Anyway, I really get along with this geezer, yeah, he is sound, yeah, like honestly, he is such a cool guy. And his girlfriend, I can't remember her name, but she was really cool, and Louise, that's it. And she was really cool, and I really got along with her. And she died, and it was like a combination of alcohol and heroin. And mate, I've lost people in my life, and I'm only 32, and I know it's natural. Death is a part of life, and we all have to deal with it at some point or another. Like my family dog, as I was growing up, even though it was a family dog. She was basically my dog. Do you know how like a dog will always look up to one leader of the pack in the family? And this dog, she was a golden retriever called Maisie. Yeah, bless her. She was in my life throughout my adolescence, and she would wait on my bed looking out the window for me to come home from school. And she'd get really excited and that. And I'll tell you what, when she died, that fucked me up. My cat died. Me and my brother both got a cat each when we were younger. I called mine, these are weird names for cats, but I called mine Charlie. He called his Robert, yeah? And my cat was like the runt of the litter, and I really loved it, but his tongue used to stick out. He was like, you know, like a bit of a special cat, but like, he died. And that fucked me up. Like my neighbour comes around and says, look, I think your cat is in my garden injured. So I go round and I pick up my cat, and it's moaning, really horribly moaning in pain. I bring the cat back into the living room, call my mum. Like, bear in mind, I'm a kid at this point. I call my mum. My mum takes the cat to the vet. I was too upset to go with her because I knew he was gonna have to get put down, and he was, and that killed me as well. And it's just like, it goes all the way back to the first time I experienced grief was when, and this is my fault, so I felt fucking guilty about this, yeah? So I had these goldfish, yeah? And this is going to sound so fucking stupid, but I named, back in the day, I was really young, so this is in the 90s, I named them Justin and Britney, yeah? After Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears, yeah? These two goldfish. And I cleaned their tank out, and I didn't properly wash out this washing up liquid, and I come back downstairs and they're dead, and that was my fault. and oh my gosh, I buried them in the garden. And you know what, like all this grief stuff, it's catching up to me now. I'm not smoking weed, and I'm a recovering heroin addict. I haven't taken heroin in years, yeah. And because I'm like, you know, like more sober nowadays, I barely drink. I don't smoke weed anymore, even though I did smoke it once in the last month. I had a couple of pulls from a joint outside the train station. Someone was smoking. Anyway, I've been sober, so all this shit is catching up with me, and I don't know how to deal with it properly, and I feel like I need proper bereavement counselling. And I'm not trying to trauma dump on all you guys. It's just, it is what it is, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping this video can bring some people together and help some people support each other. That's my hopes, and I wanted to make this video to vent my frustrations at these losses. But yeah, I'll stop now, and I'll catch you on the next video. Watch my YouTube videos, my music videos, and my shorts, and my other videos like this. Subscribe, and yeah, stay safe. Peace.